How's it going, guys? BC here, and it's been a while, but figured I'd come up with the 19 Shaman Twink guide. It's been a fucking hot minute. I'm surprised I could even be fucked to make this guide, but hey, we're slacking on the views lately, so man, you gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, so the most important thing, obviously, with any Twink is just gearing them up and having the gear sorted. And I have a wide array of different gear that I perceive as being like the best, and honestly it's not really worth going for any other pieces than this. Maybe there's the odd one here and there that I potentially miss that's like niche in some situations, but yeah, I'll be listing some examples even that I don't have here that you could go for, but it's gonna be really hard to find certain items on an actual live server, especially like some of the scouting, like CS scouting boots, the eagle. Like if you wanted certain random rolls to be like of healing spells so you could try healing or have more powerful heals, it's gonna be kind of tough, so I wouldn't even worry about that. But yeah, anyways, so with that out of the way, I figured we get started with helmets. So the best helmet of pretty much any Twink is gonna be Lucky Fishing Hat. 15 stamps, just unbeatable by any piece that anyone can get at this level. 100 HP enchant, once again, obviously the best. But some people cannot be fucked to do fishing, and Lucky Fishing Hat is a pain in the ass to get. So I usually end up going with green tinted goggles, which I have here. You want these enchanted with 100 HP for sure. Like all your should always use 100 HP. You could use 150 mana, but 100 HP is superior because health is everything in PvP. So yeah, if you're lazy, green tinted goggles. If you try hard, fishing hat. Neck is the Scouts medallion. It's the only option. Although this scouting medallion, or the Scouts medallion's not even out until Warsong Gulch is out in Honor, which is going to be quite some time with Classic WoW. So you're not even going to worry about this if you're making your Twink early. But I guess if you're making a 9th Twink, you probably plan on doing Warsong Gulch. So by the time this video will be relevant then, I guess. But I don't know, I kind of like making Twinks in world. I like world PvP more than Battlegrounds. Something about it's just more fun just being in the world. So, but yeah, scouting medallion. Shoulders, Talbar mantle, once again, only option. I mean, when ZG's out or whatever, you can get gray shoulders or something and do some weird bug with trading the shoulders to get the enchant on them, but I don't even know if that's gonna work in Classic, and honestly, it's fucking waste of time. So Talbar mantle is just your go-to shoulders. For cape, sentry cloak. Cape enchants are kind of scuffed. There's like agility, dodge, armor. I usually just go with dodge because 1% dodge is fine. Agi's fine. Like other cape options, you have engineer's cloak, which arguably is better for shaman because you don't really need agi. Even though like you do melee and you want to get the crits with the dagger, but sentry cloak's probably the best in my opinion. But this is a nice alternative as well. The engineer's cloak. For your chest piece, you're gonna go with black and defias armor. I think it's the only option. Like 11 stamina is massive. The other stats don't even matter, but like they're nice and all because you are meleeing. You don't really have any spell damage, and even if you stack nature spells, you're not gonna be hitting that hard, and you're gonna die too easily. You're gonna be squishy. And the best chest enchant is +4 all stats. Some people like HP, but I think +4 stats is just especially on a shaman, it's just perfect. Or if you're too cheap for +4 stats, go +3. I don't think 100 HP is worth it. The best wrists are Wrangler's wristbands of the Eagle with 9 stam enchant. 9 stamps, always the enchant you go for on bracers, because that's 90 health. That's almost like a Libram. So that stam's just broken in PvP. Mandatory stat. You can see, like I have the nature spell damage one here, and you would put 9 stam on that as well. But honestly, I think just raw stats are better. Because like the scaling on lightning bolt at low ranks is terrible, so you're not gonna be hitting hard anyways, even if you get a ton of spell damage. Moving on to gloves, the best gloves are scouting gloves of the eagle. You can use scouting gloves of the falcon, and you see I have a 30 healing spells enchant on this. That is a later and courage patch enchant, really expensive. It's not gonna be around. Until then, you're gonna just enchant your gloves with whatever the best enchant is at the patch's time. Healing spells, spell power, or 15 agi are really good when AQ's out, and those are the ones I would go for. For your belt, you have two options. Once again, you have the Deviate Scale Belt, Deviate, whatever you want to call it. 6 stamps, 5 ag, 6 stamps, really nice. Bunch of health on that. Probably I would use this one, but another option is Screecher's Belt. You sacrifice a bit of stam, but you get some extra intellect, and you end up with 12 attack power anyways, which is more attack power than this technically, but you don't get the crit, the armor, the dodge from the agi, and you're losing out on the stamina, like I said. So either is good. This one's free, and you get it from the Blood Fury Ripper quest in Stone Talon Mountain, so you can start it at level 18. Just get someone to help you with it, because you probably won't be able to soul that. Next up, we have Pants. It's between Leggings of the Fang, 100 HP obviously, and Scouting Trousers of the Eagle. Personally, I would go with Fang Legs, even though you lose 10 health. Just the damage alone from having the Agi and Strength with the armor and dodge from the Agi, I would say puts these above the Scouting Trousers. And I mean, you can farm these for free, but if you're too lazy to farm Wailing Caverns for these pants, sometimes they don't want to drop, you can easily go with these ones, because I mean, 4 int is actually a lot, and I actually was mistaken. I thought this was 5 stam, but this is 4 stam as well, so same amount of health. You're just trading 4 int for a bunch of like melee stats, but you don't always need melee stats in playing Shaman, so it's probably good to keep both around either way. As for your boots, once again, you got Napagle's Angling Boots, 12 stam. Only enchant you ever put on boots, even at 60, is minor speed increase. Best enchant in the game. Movement speed is everything. These are the best boots, but they're very, once again, annoying to get. So, two other options are Scouting Boots of the Eagle or Feet of the Lynx. And honestly, Feet of the Lynx are kind of shit for Shamans. They don't have any stam on them. So I would personally pick Scouting Boots of the Eagle, but if you want to go big melee damage, I guess you can grab these. These ones are going to be, the Scouting Boots of the Eagle are going to be a lot cheaper though, and are just honestly just straight up better. As for rings, I think the ideal ring combo is Seal of Sylvanas with Lavishly Jeweled Ring. It gives you a nice stat variety, 8 stam, and then you got 6 int on this, so that's just more resources at your disposal to use in PvP. And the other options are Advisor's Ring, which comes from Warsong Gulch rep. Like I said, it's not even going to be ready by the time. Or it's like, you can't even get this rate at 19 anyways, so you don't really worry about this till later. So you kind of start off with these 3 rings as options, and you can go like this if you're more into health. Blood Ring's a nice extra 5 stamp, but personally I like just the extra int I get from this. For trinkets, without a doubt, obviously Arena Grandmaster, if you can get it. This trinket's broken. Like, you can even have 2 of these things, but that's hard to get because people 60s are still farming these. This trinket's broken, and this trinket is what makes Shamans pretty good because you can purge it. Priests can dispel it as well. But yeah, AGM, complete broken trinket. Insignia of the Horde with Battlegrounds out, you can get rank 2 or whatever one. I can't remember what it is. Really easy. So this trinket's nice, and then grab 2 minor recombobulators from engineering as well. Alright, now for the most fun part of every class, the weapon selection. You have actually quite a lot of options here, and I would recommend having both a 2-handed staff and a sword and board. Like, you should have both. So for your staffs, I'd go with Staff of the Blessed Seer or Crescent Staff. Staff of the Blessed Seer is obviously nice because it has 24 healing spells on it, and it even like has a lot of top end on it too. So if you want to just get one whack in on someone who's on you, it's nice. Like, arguably that's better against casters that aren't meleeing you because you don't need the armor from your shield. You're better off using the staff. So you can grab this staff or the Crescent Staff. Crescent Staff has a ton of base stats on it, which makes it really nice, and it has slightly more DPS than the Staff of the Blessed Seer. Exact same damage range, but Crescent Staff's 0.1's faster, so you'll get an extra swing off potentially. And then your best in slot sword and board is Evocator's Blade and Arctic Buckler, in my opinion. For the daggers or one-handers, you have 2 other options, Assassin's Blade and Stinging Viper. Personally, I think Stinging Viper is probably the worst one. I mean, you can grab it if you want to cheap out and just use it. It's not bad. High damage for its level, but honestly I would much rather grab an Evocator's Blade for the int or just a straight up Assassin's Blade, just because they're faster weapons and they proc your Flame Tongue every hit. And proccing your Flame Tongue weapon just increases your overall DPS. So these two, and anytime you're against hunters or any physical damage dealers, you always have Sword and Board on. But if you're going at like a priest or something, you could swap to two-hand or give him a big bop. So yeah, for shields, you have the option of Dreadskull Shield and Redbeard's Crest. Personally though, like I said, Arctic Buckler, Evocator's Blade is the best. And this one, you get the shield from the same quest that priests get their Gravestone Scepter from. All you gotta do is go into Black Bottom Depths at level, I think 19, or you might be able to get it 18. Grab the quest and kill Kelris and return it to Thunder Bluff and you get the shield. Sick ass shield, 3 stam, 8 spirit, 5 frost res. And with mages with Frost Wrath gear in battlegrounds are squishy, but they can actually hit pretty hard, so even that little bit of Frost res doesn't hurt. Obviously, another offhand option, keep around for Bulk Medicine Pouch. This thing aids to farm on a Twink. I'd be too lazy personally, but I mean, like I said, if you want to, might as well farm it. So yeah, now let's move on to talents. So I haven't spec'd this guy yet, but if I were to, I would take one of two options. I'd probably always go Convection here, just because your shocks are slower. You can go Resto, you can grab Improved Healing Wave, and then you can grab like the Totem Mana, or I guess Ancestral Healing and Tidal Focus if you want to be a healer or focus on healing, but it's not worth it in my opinion. Another option is you can grab either one of these, prefer probably Ancestral Knowledge, and then go into Improved Lightning Shield and Thundering Strikes just to get more crit. That's kind of more of a Bruiser Shaman. And Improved Lightning Shield doesn't increase your chances against Hunter, but honestly the best spec's probably Convection, Earth Grasp for the increased radius of Earthbind Totem by 20%. So Earthbind Totem's like why you play Shaman. The AoE slow, especially with the extra range, is really nice. And then you can just throw your last points into probably just Concussion, just so your shocks hit a bit harder. Even though it's not that much damage, you can go Concussion or you could go Mana, or even throw them in the healing, depending on your playstyle. But like if you're entirely focused on killing people, probably throw them in here. If you want to last longer in fights and kind of like kite it out and make sure you have the more resources by the end, throw the last 3 points in here. And if you want to be able to throw some heals out, grab Improved Healing Wave, because even 0.3 seconds a lot of time on a heal. I like to keep all ranks of Healing Wave on my bars. May as well, because you only have 4 heals, right? All the 4 ranks. They all heal. They heal a nice amount too. Sometimes you don't want to overheal and waste your mana, so every rank's good to have. So as for your playstyle, you'll be doing a lot of totem dropping. Searing Totem does a lot of damage. Try to fight around your totems. I wouldn't really worry about Strength of Earth Totem unless you're like in a group with a bunch of melee. It kind of helps out, but I think considering it's an Earth Totem, I think having Earthbind down is better. And if you're against Warlocks and even a Priest gets near you, drop the Tremor Totem so it breaks your fear. Tremor Totem's always nice. Always have a rank 1 Earthshock on your bars. See how I have rank 3 and rank 1? Rank 3 is just for like getting that extra hit of damage and trying to finish people off. You want to conserve your mana, so you don't want to be spamming max rank shocks. And for Earth Shock, you just kind of want to have your rank 1 out because it costs a little amount of mana and it interrupts. So if you see someone healing, smack them with that Earth Shock. Another good thing to note is Fire Nova Totem. You can place it while you're fighting and it actually hits pretty hard. Fire Nova and then drop your Searing Totem, get some damage rolling. One other good thing about Shamans is you come with Cure Poison and Cure Disease. There isn't that many poison effects at this level, like rogues don't have their poisons. And I don't even think there's a disease, but Cure Poison, get rid of Serpent Sting, that kind of stuff. Personally, I think Torrent Shaman is by far the best at this bracket. There's not enough stuns in the game to warrant Orc stun resist. Blood Fury is just bad in PvP. Trolls are fine, Berserking's like pretty good, but I mean, Berserking and the regen passives are alright. I'd say Trolls are probably second best. But Tauren, like being able to War Stomp and then get a big heal off, that's a 2.7 second cast. So if you war stomp and you can get a free rank 2 or even probably a rank 3 healing wave off without getting any hits done. So that's really useful. And Torrents get a bit of extra HP as well. It's not that much at low levels, but every bit helps. Obviously, you're going to be using your lightning bolts to finish off runners. I have rank 1 like get someone in combat like a warrior so they can't charge. Which, I mean, Shock would do a better job, but you may as well have rank 1 on the bars. And then you have rank 3, which is your bigger hitter. Like, it's a slow cast, so you're honestly probably better just chasing someone and hitting them with a flame shock. Only problem with that is it does about the same damage and it costs double mana. But I guess flame shock does double damage if you consider the dot. Yeah, overall. Oh, I forgot to mention, your biggest job is going to be purging. Always just literally just know what you're going to be doing. You're going to be running at the flag carrier or running at the priest and just fucking mashing purge. Make it easy for your group. Get rid of all those buffs and bubbles. As soon as you see a shield come out, don't dump any mana on trying to damage it. Insta purge that shit. 34 mana, it's not even that pricey. So arguably maybe a mana enchant on the pants could be better just for the extra mana pool for purging and shocks. Second.
They are quite affordable, but if you're on a budget, take the ones that benefit your class the most. As for scrolls, you can buy and farm these if you desire, but in all honesty, it's not really worth the effort in my opinion. World buffs such as Warp Chief's Blessing, Rallying Cry of the Dragon Slayer, and the ZG Isle buff are amazing to get on such low level characters, but you can't always count on them. To obtain these buffs, you can park your Twink in the respective zones these world buffs are granted, and hope a raid group activates the buff. Or if your Twink is on a separate account, you can have him there while your raid group is grabbing the buff for themselves.
If you like the guide, feel free to subscribe, and I'll probably make a druid one next. I don't know when. Who knows with me? I'll probably burn out after making one video again. One normie video will get released and I'll be burnt out for another 3 months, so we'll see. Anyways, yeah, once again, thanks for watching and later.